Hello Facebook, how are we doing? Just give me a little second till I get everything steady so I don't fall over. How are we doing everyone? This is day 3. Welcome. If you haven't worked with me before and you don't know who I am, I'm Kelly from spiritualawakeningsigns.com, and I help people who are going through the spiritual awakening process to reduce their symptoms and move through this process more easily. And as I've said throughout this whole 3-part process, the main thing that I really want you to take away from it is that spiritual awakening doesn't have to be hard. There are lots of things we can do to make it easier, and that is the purpose of this 3-day course. So I'm really excited. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the 3rd and final day of Reduce Your Symptoms. And I'm interested to know if anyone's done the homework from day 1 and 2. So thank you so much for joining us, but if you haven't done that homework, that's a little task for you tonight. If you have done the homework, if you've removed some of the things, even if you've only managed to do 1 or 2, I'd love to hear about it in the comments, so please feel free to say hello. It's always lovely to hear what you guys have been doing, and I know we've had a lot from people in the group who have said, you know what, I've started removing things and I'm noticing a difference. And I just really want to thank you for that, because it makes a big difference when other people who are unsure about the process can see that you're getting results with some of these changes, which don't take a lot of effort. It's just a little bit of work to get things out the way to make changes. So thank you very much for everyone. And if you find you're having any changes, even if you're having any problems with it, please post it in the group, because not only will it inspire other members to get moving on some of those little tasks, but it will encourage them that it can make a difference too. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, now what I'm going to do, excuse me a little second, I'm just going to click on my video on my laptop here so that I can see all your comments and things coming up. I don't want to miss anything from you guys. And then we'll be getting right into it. So like I said, feel free to tell me all about if you did your homework, what changes are you noticing, even any challenges that you've had with it, because I really want to help where possible. And we will get to work on that. Okay, so let's see, where are we starting today? So yeah, we've got a lot to cover today. We're going to be talking about when grounding doesn't work and why it doesn't work in particular, because that's important to know. And it's a very common theme for us as well. So you might find that grounding either doesn't work, maybe it doesn't last once you've done it, or it makes your symptoms worse, which was my case certainly. So we'll be covering all of that. We're also going to have a live Q&A at the end where you can ask any questions you want about awakening. I know a few people have asked about the course that's out just now. I'll be answering questions about that too. And anything else connected to the work that we're covering today, I want to help you to tackle that so that we're right on point. Let's see what else. And also, I actually had a little change to the plan. So initially I had the downloads were available as the free part of the lesson with the course coming out. But I've decided I'm actually just going to do some downloads in the video today for you guys live. So I hope that's okay. I don't want to make the video too long, but I just felt intuitively that it was important to bring the downloads through, whether the course is for you or not. It's just important for you to get these. So we will see what we can do there. And the course, which, as I say, I'll bring out all the details at the end, is available at the moment. The early bird discount continues until midnight tonight, that's UK time. Then it goes to normal pricing, so if you want to get in for the early bird discount, get it before midnight tonight. If not, enrolment's still available till Sunday, but obviously it's at the normal price, so if you want to get in there fast, then you can do if it feels like a fit for you. So let me have a look, because it looks as though my internet connection is lagging a little bit. So I hope this is coming through okay on the phone, but my laptop's just playing up. So far I can only really see, I can see Trisha's with us. Thanks for joining us again, Trisha, I really appreciate it. And hopefully it will stop playing up. Me and technology, as you know, we don't mix very well. So this is what always happens. Okay, let's see. So let's just go into some of what we want to cover today first. So like I've said before, grounding doesn't often work for us. It's a really challenging difficulty. And the problem that we've got is we need grounding to work so that we can ground our energies and therefore reduce our symptoms. So I hope that you guys are really grasping that concept that if you want to reduce your symptoms, you have to ground your energies. Undoubtedly, there's nothing else I've found that works better than grounding. And if you have missed the first 2 videos, you can get them on the timeline on Facebook or on YouTube. please make sure that you're taking action on this and making changes that are actually going to change your symptoms and make things easier for you. Because if you don't take action, nothing's going to change. You're going to keep swirling around in that challenging soup of symptoms, was probably a good way to put it, and it's really difficult. So there are two main reasons why traditional grounding doesn't usually work for us, and I'm going to cover them now. So the first reason is that we're actually too charged to be grounded. So if you were following what we were discussing in video 1 and 2, we were talking about that large influx of light, that high vibrational white light energy that comes in and starts the process. So it's the thing that heightens our sensitivities, it deepens our empathy, opens our psychic senses. It's the thing that starts absolutely everything. If that energy continues and we don't remove some of the stimulants that are continuing to charge that energy, it'll keep happening. So your empathy isn't just, a little bit deeper, it's cripplingly empathic. It becomes painful to feel other people's feelings and to connect to other people's experiences. Your emotions will be extremely heightened, turbulent, it'll be like emotional turmoil. You might even feel that you can't cope. That's usually a good indicator that it's up way too high. And your psychic senses will be so open that you won't really have any psychic boundaries. So this is when, psychic connection kind of takes over your life. And please don't beat yourself up if that's happening, because that's exactly what I did. I got completely hooked on it and floated away, connecting to guides and meditation and all these other things. And it can be enjoyable for a while, but if you go up too high before your system's ready, you tend to fall down. And that's what happened to me, and I don't want that to happen to you. So I hope that everyone can grasp that grounding is the key. And the way we do that grounding is we remove certain stimulants from our energy in our space. So we remove the physical items that will adjust our energy and alter our energy, and we refrain from things that are going to charge us further. That is the key, okay? So that makes it very, very difficult for us to ground ourselves, because we're already so highly charged that many of the traditional things that people do use actually have the opposite effect for us. And it's interesting because someone had commented yesterday, I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was, someone commented yesterday saying, I removed all the crystals like you said, and I removed everything out of my space, and then I went to, a really well-known psychic or medium, and they were horrified and they said, put them back, put them back. And I just want to cover this because it's important. This is what I was talking about when I said that well-meaning people will tell you that it's okay. Well-meaning people who really genuinely want to help and know that from their perspective, that is a positive thing to have. And from their perspective, it is, okay? But when it comes to us, our energies are so different that these people don't have an understanding of how it affects us. And unfortunately, it can give us advice that isn't really applicable to our state. From anyone else, it's applicable, but for us, not grounding at all. So just know that while people might be well-meaning and they want to help and they want to really make things easier for you, the advice isn't always in alignment with what's best for us, considering that we've got all these changes in place. So please bear that in mind, okay? So yeah, what we're doing is we're taking a break for just a little while. Okay, and I want to make this clear because some people I think maybe got the wrong end of the stick and thought that I was saying, I want you to disconnect from these things infinitely. I want you to cut them out of your life. That's not what we're saying. All we're saying is for a little while, we're going to refrain from those activities and we're going to get those things out of our space, because that's what allows our highly charged energies to ground back down. And you'll feel the difference when you ground back down, whether it takes 24 hours, it might happen even faster than that. For some people it takes a few days. You will feel the difference, absolutely. And when you start to feel that difference, that's when you gain some power. That's when you are in control of this experience and you actually have a say in what's going on. Then you get a choice. And you can add these things in gradually, nice and slowly. I'm not saying cut them out forever. I'm just saying cut them out for long enough to reduce your symptoms so that you get a handle on this thing and it's not so wild and out of control. Because there was something important that I tried to cover yesterday, and you probably saw the post on Facebook. And what I was talking about was there's a path to ascension. So it probably looks over the last few weeks that I am the grounded girl, Everything I say is, oh, grounding is the answer, grounding, grounding, grounding. And grounding is the answer. But the concept that I want to get across is that grounding is not all that we will be covering here by a mile. Grounding is the first step. So it's really important that you guys recognise this pathway that we're using to ascension, because there are different steps in that pathway. So the first step that we've got is grounding. We use grounding to get, reduced symptoms, to take a little breather, to get ourselves back together again, so that we've just got a bit more, we're a bit more centred, we're a bit more present, we're not getting rattled around by the experience, it's not so out of control. That's the first step, okay? Grounding is not the whole way of the journey, it's just the first step. So if you can get onto grounding, when you get into that healthier space of being more balanced in your energies, where you're in control of the energies instead of letting the energies control you, then you can move into healing phase. And healing phase is important because unless you start to heal and resolve these issues that are coming up, you can't move forward. You can't ascend forward without healing. That's the purpose of awakening, okay? And don't worry, because we're covering all this stuff over the next few weeks and months. That healing is the next phase. So this is why I want you guys to get on board with grounding, because we're moving together, we're moving forward together, and it's not going to work if you're not in that state. So grounding first, then you move into healing, then you've cleared your intuition. Once you've cleared your issues, you have a clear intuition, because when you have a lot of issues in your space, that really uses a lot of energy to hold them in place, to play them out, to hold the emotion, to hold the vibration in your space. And those issues block you from having clear intuition. It's like having rose-tinted glasses, except they're tinted with lots of different things. It's negativity. And you need to clear that to have real clear intuition that you can trust. Then, once you're grounded, healed, with clear intuition, then you get aligned with your purpose. Because so many people ask me, what is my purpose? I know I've got a purpose, but I don't know what it is. And it just won't make itself known to me. It's because the universe won't give it to you until you're ready. The universe is not going to give you more than you can handle, or give you something that's going to make you crumble. And at this point, until you are completely grounded, it will make you crumble. It made me crumble. It happens to everyone. So please get grounding sorted so that we can move into the more fun stuff, the healing, and then the clearer intuition, and then aligning with your purpose. It doesn't have to take forever, but if you don't take that first step, you're not going to be prepared, and you're not going to manage the healing process, because it's just going to throw you around like a rag doll. So please honour your energies and the changes that's made by putting this in place, because I've been through it, and if you don't ground yourself first, honestly, it's not pretty, it's not good. So let's do that. Okay, so there is more to come, but I just want to see if I'm getting your comments first. I'm really sorry if you guys feel a little bit ignored. I'm hearing you, but some of this is not quite coming through, so my internet connection must have been a little bit funny. So give me a wee second and I will sort it. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Okay, so we've got, I can see Shari and Marta. Thanks for joining us, guys. Vanessa, is that right? Is that right way to say that? Hello. And Bev. We've got, oh gosh, there's lots of you. Thanks so much for joining us. Maya, Jeannie, hi. Anne, welcome Anne. Sarah, first time, another Canadian. We've got loads of you guys joining us, so thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Hi Rashawn. Beatrice, you've been with us the whole way, which is fabulous. So has Doreen, hi. And John, which is actually Betsy. Yeah, I was speaking to you earlier. And Trisha, fabulous. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate it so much. And feel free to give me comments as we're moving along. And when I get a chance, I'll dip in and out of them and try to answer as much as I possibly can for you. I'll do everything I can to answer those. Okay, so like I said before, there are two main reasons that we can't get grounded during awakening. Which, like I said before, is a problem, because if we can't get grounded, we can't reduce our symptoms. If we can't reduce our symptoms, we can't heal, because we're all over the place. If we can't heal, we can't move into that space of clear intuition. And if we can't clear our intuition, we are not going to be aligned with our purpose, because the universe knows she's not ready. And they said that about me for quite some time. I'm sure they were looking down and I was covered in tears and having meltdowns, and I'm sure they were saying, she ain't ready. So we want to get you ready so that you can align with that, because you don't have to stay at this one stage forever. Just start with grounding and you'll move on through. So The other main reason that it's so difficult for us to get grounded is because our energies literally don't know how. And that's a strange concept for me to bring up, but it was something that I discovered within myself as I came through the awakening process. You need to remember that this shift that we're going through, that everyone talks about, this shift in humanity, this shift to 5D reality, raising of consciousness, everyone has a different name for it. But this shift that we are going through, the likes of which has never been seen before. It's insane. And there's a lot of souls coming in just for the DNA upgrade, just because they want to be here when this energy changes. So you need to remember that as confusing as it is for you and your physical body, wondering what the hell is going on and what to do about it, your energies are doing the same thing. This doesn't come with a handbook. You know, these vibrational changes just blast into your system, and your soul really has a hard time keeping up and understanding exactly what's happened. You know, on a soul level, it's like, I don't really know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. How do I adjust to this energy? How do I manage what's coming in? How do I process these changes? How the hell do we move forward with all of this, you know, all these changes in place? It's very confusing. So it's important that in order for us to make the process easier, to address both the physical and the energetic, because that's what we've done over the last 2 days. We have focused on grounding physically, but we also need to ground energetically, and we need to teach your energies how to do that with this new shift in place. It's very confusing for them. So what we do, in order to teach your energies how and ground that energy into place, we need to show them how to adjust. We need to reassure them that it's safe, because your energies are panicking too. And we need to show them that everything's okay. And the best way I've found to do that is with downloads. So downloads are like programs or teachings that we put in place. It's like you would put a program into a little computer to show it how to run. It's the same thing, but we're doing it on the soul level and with your energy. So what we're really doing is we are teaching your energetic space what to do with this new energy. We're teaching it how to be grounded. It's as simple as that. And don't worry if you're confused about it, I'm going to explain a lot more about what they are and how they work, and we're going to be doing some live on the video just shortly, okay? They're very relaxing. I'm a download enthusiast, so I'm sure you'll love them too. But energy downloads literally transformed my awakening. So when I came through awakening, I've told you guys this story before, but when I came through awakening, I was really, when I came out of the other side of it, I'd finally got grounding down. And I just want to clear this up. I didn't suddenly become enlightened and be like, wow, grounding is the key, I'm going to apply that. What happened to me was I got higher and higher and higher, completely lost in the spiritual realms, lost my grip on reality, kind of teetered on the edge of psychosis, or plunged into it more like, and got into a real mess there, and spirit actually dropped me. So it was kind of like I got too high and they had to cut me off. So I lost my intuition, I lost my connection to source, I lost my connection to my guides. You can imagine falling from a height like that and becoming suddenly so grounded in reality where there's no spiritual escape. It was not pretty, and I was bitter. Oh, I was really bitter at the time because I didn't understand, and I was frightened. I was like, why have I had this, this lovely connection to source for 4 years and suddenly they've just bailed on me? It was really frightening. So that was how I learned that grounding was the key, because once they cut me off and I couldn't get back up and I couldn't engage in all these spiritual alternative things, that was when I realised that everything started to come together. So things started to get better for me, and I started to have insights about my life purpose, and I started to feel more solid emotionally, and I started to feel more joy again, and it was easy to take action in the physical world. My anxiety was gone and the overwhelm was gone. Everything just started to turn the corner when I had done the grounding, which Spirit had done to me on purpose. But although a lot of these things were better, I was still in a really vulnerable position, and I still felt quite broken by the experience. I was really vulnerable. I was really kind of shaky on the inside. And I went to a healing day. It was like a therapy swap day with people who do similar modalities. And I got teamed up with this lovely lady, and she tuned into my energy, and straight away she said, you don't know how to ground yourself on the physical level. Your energies don't know how to do that. So let's show them how. Let's do some downloads. And I was like, okay. Didn't really feel like it resonated with me. I said, okay. And she did this download, and literally within seconds, there was like just this different feeling. There was this incredible stability that came back, this level of faith that I'd lost when everything had disappeared. It's like it was back and it was within me. And it was the most incredible, peaceful feeling. I suddenly felt secure. After 4 years of being so ungrounded, I felt safe. It was so powerful. And it was really the turning point for me with my awakening. It was yes, the grounding was important, and yes, the physical grounding made a difference, but the download was the thing that finally made everything calm down, and it's because it addressed my soul. It's the message that said to my soul, everything's okay. Here's how you do it. Everything's all right. Connect to your body, connect to Mother Earth, be here, be present. You can still be connected spiritually, and it like merged the two worlds so that I could do both. I could be spiritually connected, and I could have my intuition, and I could be aligned with my purpose, but I could still physically be present here and take care of myself and be sociable and connect. It completely transformed the whole experience for me. So, you know, energy downloads are tiny little things. They seem so insignificant, but they're incredibly powerful, which is why we're going to do some today. So it's interesting to note, because this might be happening for you too, that I didn't realise then that all the grounding that I was doing hadn't had any effect because the downloads were missing. So this isn't necessarily applicable for everyone. Only if you find yourself where you're grounding and it either doesn't work, it doesn't last, or it makes your symptoms worse. That's where downloads are really applicable for you, and are probably going to be the thing that just turn that switch and make everything come together. Because that's really what you need, and particularly when you've been so charged, sometimes you just need something else to intervene and take that pressure off the soul and reground and reconnect, and, you know, kickstart this process of the new world, of the 5D reality that we're in. Really, really important. The great thing about downloads is that they're permanent. So any of the downloads that we do here, whether it's in the free videos or in the course that's coming out, regardless of where you get them from me, those downloads are permanent, okay? They are the thing that basically, how can I describe it? Physical grounding, removing these things from your space, is the thing that physically grounds you. So that's the first half, because you've got to balance both halves. You've got to balance physically and energetically, okay? So removing these things from your space is the thing that grounds you physically. Using these downloads is the things that ground you energetically. And what it does is the physical grounding kind of pulls your energies into a grounded position, and the energy downloads are the things that program them to stay there automatically. So it's like kind of teaching them, like, stay here, stay in this position, keep my feet on the ground. And then from there, that's where you are, you know, in a position where you're bridging heaven and earth. You've got the spiritual stuff going on, you're still connected, you're still open because you're going through awakening anyway, but you're completely grounded in the physical, and those two merge together, and that's when the magic happens. That's the real sweet spot that puts you on your path of real enlightenment and really connecting with your life purpose, because you're able to straddle both worlds. They're finally merging. You know, it's a really powerful experience. So we'll definitely be doing some of those today. But it's important to note, because a few people have said to me, you know, do I actually need these things in order to awaken? Do I need the grounding, and do I need downloads? And I'm going to tell you something that should help, okay? The truth is, there is absolutely nothing that you need from me or anyone else in order to awaken. You will awaken just fine, okay? Your soul has already put you on that path, and it doesn't put you on that path without being equipped with everything you could possibly need to get to the end goal, okay? So we're not stopping awakening, we're not closing down your third eye, we're not making any changes that are unhealthy for your soul, because your soul knows where it wants to go. All we're doing is making the process a little bit easier. And having been through the experience without the benefits of grounding or energy downloads initially, I can tell you that you will make it through, but it's just so much harder. It's just so much harder to do it that way, where you're having emotional breakdowns or having psychotic breakdowns, or, you know, feeling anxious, overwhelmed, burnt out. These are just awful experiences that if you don't want to have them that way, you don't have to. I've said this to people before, you don't get any medals of honour for struggling through against the grain. Spirit isn't looking for you to say, you know, I really struggled hard, so I deserve it more. That's the old beliefs that we're letting go of. That's what we're trying to release as we move into this 5D reality. Because struggle and strife and challenge are not existent in that 5D reality that we're moving to. So it's a choice. It's a conscious choice that you have. And you need to take responsibility to be taking actions that are actually going to help you on that pathway. Okay, and the first step is removing some of these things from your space. It will really make a big difference. Okay, so it might be worth going over this pathway that I was talking about before. So the path to ascension goes grounding, then that leads into healing, because we're in a good space, we're in a solid, steady state to be able to heal. Then we move into clear intuition, because we've cleared all our issues, and intuition is nice and clear, there's no blocks, there's no negative perspectives that kind of take us away from the truth. Nice clear intuition. And then from that space we move into aligned with purpose. And when you get to that point of aligned with purpose, that's when spirit and the universe really start working with you and kind of assisting you on the path. Because it can feel for a lot of the ascension journey that you're not being assisted at all. But you are. And when you get to that end point, it's like, okay, they're ready. Let's fill up that cup. Let's send that divine energy through. Let's channel it through them in whatever way is specific to you. That's when the magic really happens. So take the first step with grounding, because that's the most important thing. Okay, so I might actually have a check to see if we've got any more comments. I'm really sorry guys, it's not coming up on my phone. So I really appreciate everyone that's in here. Let's see. So Clarissa's saying hi. Judy says, yay, let's do it. Let's do it. I like that energy. And I need people to do it. If you want to make changes, you've got to step up. But these are not hard changes to make. They're tiny little things that are so worth what you get back. So please do it. Let's see, Marta says, I have a friend who doesn't know English. Could she watch your energy download without understanding you with some benefit? Absolutely, because the truth is I'm not really working with you, I'm working with your soul. Okay, so it's the soul that will get that resonance, and like I always say, the soul has total awareness of, yes, I'll take that download, no, I don't really need that. It's like a little gateway, and although I'm channeling from source, you know, your soul's aware of the process, regardless of languages, regardless of time. So even if you're watching a replay, doesn't matter, it's the energy's there for you. So that's absolutely fine. Let's see, so Betsy has left a little comment. Yes, the energy downloads were what did it. Nothing else worked. I was spinning in anxiety, overwhelmed, miserable with physical symptoms, not wanting to socialise because I felt so miserable. I can relate to that. And I came upon your 7-day downloads and wow, I'm back. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I've been grounded now for a week and I can't believe the difference. I thought I was losing my mind and those symptoms have not returned. Now I'm looking forward to move ahead with the process instead of wanting to bury my head. Thank you for helping me to rewire. I had no other resource to help me. Oh, Betsy, thank you so much for that. That is just so lovely to hear. And it means so much to me when people take that step and start removing these things from the space. I know you did the energy downloads and you're probably one of these people that it's just been enough to trip the switch, but I'm so thankful to hear that. And please keep me updated with how you're doing. If you need any help, I am here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let me see what else do we need to cover here. I think that's kind of it. So basically the course, I know a few people had asked about the course. The main difficulties that we are going through with being unable to ground, being unable to reduce our symptoms, or using grounding methods and finding that nothing works. So that's even outside of spiritual things, you know, people like me who lived in a rural area, you know, literally in the middle of the forest, and it made no difference whatsoever to my symptoms. They just still got worse. So that's specifically why I made Grounded Awakenings course. And it's a series of energy healing downloads, so we'll be doing the downloads at the end. Basically what I've done is created it into a 7-day process. So you'll get a video each day that you watch, just like this, with a lesson about grounding and the energy download session. And what I did when I did the videos was I tuned in intuitively to everyone that will be connecting to this, everyone who is meant to do the course. So if you're meant to do the course, you'll feel it. And I know you guys are good at trusting your intuition. So If it feels right, then it might be a fit for you. And what I did was I tuned into everyone and did intuitive healing, and I'm connecting to source and I'm bringing through these downloads that are applicable to you. So each day we're tackling a different symptom of awakening and a different challenge, and it's also probably a good shout for you if you want to be grounded but you also want to start that healing process. So a few of the downloads were focusing on broken soul healing. That was a really powerful day. We also do clearing for the land, for your home, for any entities around you. So there's a few other things woven into that are typical challenges that we go through in the awakening process that might be a fit for you. Let's see. Okay, so this free 3-day course that we've done, this is where we've addressed all the physical stuff. Okay, today we're going to be doing a bit of the energetics, and you'll find that we've got available the first lesson. So it's available for free and it is energy downloads. So even if the course isn't a fit for you, I would still encourage you to go on and make use of that. That's available. The early bird discount ends tonight, but the video is actually available for free. No sign-ups, you don't have to do anything, you just click preview. And it's available till Sunday. So if you haven't done downloads before, please make the use of them and have them while they're there, because they really can make a massive difference. And they're very relaxing as well, which is nice if you need some time out. You might find that the grounding that we've done over the last few days has been enough. If it is, then that's absolutely fine. The course is maybe something that you don't need. But if you're having a really rough time, if you're overwhelmed, if you're anxious, if you're feeling broken, if you're really feeling like you can't cope or you need some additional support, then the course might be something that's helpful for you. And it's mainly because you need those downloads on the energetic level just to even things out, so that when you do the physical grounding, you're fully supported. Okay, so let's see. Yes, we've got the free lesson is available free of charge. It's an in-depth lesson on grounding plus the energetic downloads that will help you to ground your symptoms, therefore reduce your ground your energy and reduce your symptoms in the process. And let me see if there's anything else we need to cover there. Yeah, that's it. But like I say, even if the course isn't for you, it's no problem. I'll still be here giving all this material. I'll still be doing everything I can to help you guys and support you in the Facebook group. But even if it's not for you, I would say use the downloads while they're there. Absolutely make use of them. So before we go into these downloads that I'm going to do in the video today, I want to explain a little bit about how I do them and what it is, so that you've got a good understanding of exactly what they mean. So if you haven't had a session with me before and you're not familiar with what it is that I do, obviously I'm an intuitive healer. I connect to what I would call creator, but that energy has many names. Creator, God, universal intelligence. Everyone has a slightly different term for that. But basically what we're doing is we're connecting to the divine. And we're connecting outside of the normal levels. So, usually you have the spirit world, and then you have ascended masters, and then you have angels, and then right up at the top, you have creator, just pure creative force, okay? It's not bound by any of the laws of all the stuff underneath, so it's really easy to work, and I connect with creator and just get clear intuition on what's going on and what you guys really need, and that help is always there. It is your birthright to receive this from Creator, and it's your birthright to be able to access it for yourself, which there's a little video in the course to help you connect to that energy as well and do these things for yourself, which should be helpful. But basically that's the space where healing can be done and changes can be made, and that's what we call downloads. And downloads are basically just asking Creator to bring in certain energies or programs that you need to support your system through the awakening process. It's as simple as that. We're just asking for help, and I just watch that energy come into your space, and your soul can receive it on a level that is beneficial for you. So like I said before, a download is a teaching, an understanding, or a healing. It can be hard to understand exactly what they are until we start doing them physically, and you get a sense for exactly what that means. But we'll be doing that just shortly. But it is, like I said before, like putting a little program into a computer. So we're basically going to put in some little programs that say, here's how to ground. Here's how to bring that energy into your physical body and ground it to the earth. Here's how to merge your energy with your physical body so that you're one instead of being separate. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing, is teaching it lots of different things. But downloads are really, really powerful because not only do they bring this energy into every cell of your body, okay, so we're bringing in a teaching for your conscious mind, for your soul, so that you've got an understanding, but it also changes your point of attraction. So you'll hear people talking about the law of attraction. And what that means is that if we bring a certain vibration into your energy field, you can attract it into your life. You're giving off that energy in your life and you can align with it. So the example I always like to give is love. I quite often come across people when I'm working in sessions who actually on the soul level don't really know what love is. They don't know what it is at all. They haven't experienced it for various reasons. So what we would do is show the soul what real love is, what it means, what it feels like to connect to love. And what that does is when we bring that into your space, it changes the vibration around you. So if you've never experienced love, you can't attract it into your field because your soul doesn't know what it is. Like, it's got nothing to resonate against. So it actually opens pathways for you to give and receive love in your life and therefore attract different things into your space. So it's really, really powerful. So that's an example with love, but we're going to be doing it with lots of different things, okay? Let's see if there's anything else we need to cover. It's very simple but very powerful. It works on the deepest level possible, which is where the problems occur in, which is the soul level, okay? And like I said before, your soul is totally conscious. It will receive what's appropriate and decline what isn't. You don't tend to find there's too much of your soul declining. If I'm working with Creator and tuning into everyone here, it's usually applicable to everyone involved, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're watching live or if you're watching afterwards, it's still applicable and meant for you. Okay, let's see, is there anything else? I think that's about it, but these downloads are going to lay the foundations, okay? This is the foundations to support your soul and your physical body, okay? Addressing those two halves throughout the process, making the transition easier, making the journey smoother, reducing those symptoms and bringing some calm and stability to the soul so that it can relax, so that it knows that it's safe and everything's okay. It's going to bring that stability in, it's going to bring calm. It'll also add structure to your awakening to help your conscious mind to understand exactly what's happening, because that can create a lot of confusion. And it's still going to maintain your spiritual connection. So that's the important thing I want people to recognise, is everyone often feels that when they start removing crystals and incense and oils and spiritual practices like meditation or healing, they feel like they're somehow being disconnected from spirit, disconnected from that spiritual realm. And the truth is that as part of Ascension, we're learning how to connect with that energy just inside of ourselves. We don't need anything external to connect to that energy. So even though you're removed from these things for a little while, you're still completely connected to Source. There's nothing you could do that could ever disconnect that. And actually sometimes that little space of removing that from your space can kind of awaken your energies to do that automatically and start that process, which is really powerful. Okay, let's see. I think that's us. So let's we'll do some downloads. I'm just checking I haven't missed any comments. Let me just see. I think that's us. There was a couple coming up here. Marta says she loves energy downloads. So do I. So do I. Can you tell? Okay, fab. If I've missed any comments, I'm really sorry they're not coming up. But please leave any comments that you would like to be answered in the comment box, and I promise I'll answer them afterwards. I'll still be here. And we'll get started on the downloads. Okay, so when we do these energetic downloads, I want you to completely relax. Okay, just be comfortable and relax in your space. And you can close your eyes if you like, or you can have them open. It makes no difference whatsoever. You can just completely relax. And I'm going to tune into everyone here. Asking Creator to tune me into everybody connected to this video, everyone watching live. Everyone who ever will watch throughout all space and time. And I also ask that this video reaches the souls on this pathway and this journey who really truly need it. I ask that it's connected to them. Okay, so even though we had some homework, I can feel there's a lot of charged bodies in this circle. Okay, so we'll see what we can do there. Let's ask Creator to release any excess energetic charge that exists in your system, that's overloading you, that's burning you out. Asking that that's released now. And I can see as we're connecting in that a lot of you guys are having head problems. There's a lot of energy up around this space here. Okay, asking Creator to clear any blockages around the head space. Clear any blockages around the throat. And also clear any cloudy confusion, any fogginess around the third eye. And let's show each and every one of you that it's absolutely safe for you to connect to your third eye, to use that intuition. Show you what it feels like to trust your intuition. Okay, so these are just being shown to me what's needed to be brought in, so I'm just going to go with what I'm being shown. I'm also being guided to show you guys Creator's perspective, understanding and definition of discernment, spiritual discernment, and show you what that is, what it means and what it feels like, and how to trust that internal compass, that intuitive feeling that guides you in your life, so that you know when to engage in something and when to refrain, when to connect and when to disconnect as appropriate for you. Okay, we've got a lot of emotion in tummies, I can feel that. Let's see if we can clear that for you. Okay, asking Creator to pull, cancel and clear any tension being held in the stomach, in the solar plexus, in the sacral chakra. Asking that that's dissolved and released really gently, incompatibly with your physical body and your energy body too. Okay, it's interesting because I'm kind of asking that energy, like, do we not need to do grounding? And it's like, no, grounding can come after, let's do some clearing. So I'm going to follow that. Okay, asking Creator to cleanse your energy with that high vibrational white light, to clean and clear any residual energy, any negative energy, any waywards or entities connected to you that are not for your highest and best good. Ooh, I can feel that a lot of people have got dizziness as part of this ascension process. Okay, so lastly, I just want to ask Creator to bring in the true understanding, perspective and definition of stability. To show you what that is, what it means, and what it feels like to be truly stable within yourself, within your physical body, and throughout the awakening process. Show you that it's safe and possible for you to stay in this stable position and to feel that stability throughout every aspect of your life. That feels good. I can feel that for you guys, a lot of this is still going to be clearing. There's a lot of really hot energy kind of releasing from your space. So just allow yourself to be in that space, to keep releasing as time goes on. It should be very gentle. And I'm also being impressed that you guys should make sure you drink plenty of water, because water helps these electrical systems, these energy systems of your body. And I feel like that could be needed to clear and release. So that feels good to me. Okay, so if anyone has any last minute questions, I don't mind taking a little minute. We're a little bit longer than before. And we'll see if we can get any questions from you guys. I'm not seeing anything really coming up. Let's have a little look. Okay, so Lisa is saying, hi Kelly, Lisa from New Jersey, USA, hi. Will the course be available to reference back to after purchase? Yes, so when you get the course it's lifetime access, because I've got a few people from the last time that we launched who actually use these videos frequently. So you might find as you go through the videos that maybe the video on grounding is particularly useful to you. You can use that as often as you like. You also might find there's another download, particularly on clearing, that I know a lot of people use, clearing yourself, your home and the land that you live on. That can be useful to listen to, but you can use them as often as you like. The only stipulation that I would say is, in light of all the training that we've done over the last 3 days, please only use one video a day. Okay, so don't binge watch them, right? It's not Netflix. Don't binge watch them all in one go, because we still need to honour that groundedness and that sensitivity. So one a day, and that's important as well because it often takes a sleep cycle for your energy to make these new changes and even new neural pathways, new understandings. So one video, one lesson, and then you have a sleep cycle. And it's also okay if you want to start now or you want to wait a month or use it later in time. You can use it as often as you like. It's completely open to you to use. Let's see. Betsy said somehow she lost my voice. The interesting thing is that if the downloads are meant to come through for you, they'll still come through, even if you couldn't hear my voice. So hopefully everyone could hear it and it still picked it up. But regardless, your soul's listening, so that's okay. Trisha says, I learned so much today, Kelly. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to you. Thank you for coming and being here with us. I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad that I was able to share some of this. I really hope it's helpful. If there's anything else you want to ask it now. Hopefully that's all the comments. And I haven't missed anything. But yes, so Grounded Awakenings is available. The energy downloads we did there. There's another one available till Sunday. However, the early bird pricing ends tonight. So at midnight, and that's UK time. Okay, so don't forget, UK time. The price will go up to normal. So make sure you get it before that changes. And then the enrolment closes on Sunday, because I want to keep this a collective group that we're all working together with the same kind of energy. So enrolment closes on Sunday. And I will put a little link in the comments box for anyone who wants to check it out. Or go ahead. If you have any questions, just ask me. It's no problem. If it's not for you, I'll tell you. You know, there's some people it's a fit for and some people it might not be a fit for. So I'll be honest with you about that. And also don't forget that you've got free access to that energetic download session until Sunday anyway. So the first lesson is available for free. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to put details in. You can just freely access that. But like I said, no binge watching. Just use it once. Give your energies time to settle and to use that. It's okay to use that today, even though you've been in today's live session, but just don't bulk them all together because it's not good for you. Okay, let's see. So Judy says, last night I had a hard time sleeping and I felt major energy coming through. Does 1111 have anything to do with it? Thank you for all you do and being you. Thank you. That's really sweet. It could be, sometimes I personally find that the astrological events really affected me deeply and they affect a lot of people in the awakening process. So it could be to do with that, but I think that if you focus on grounding, you'll find it gets a lot better. So remove those things from your space, refrain from any practices that are going to charge you, and you'll usually find that astrological events aren't so heavy. But 1111 has a powerful energy to it. And every year I feel that there's a really powerful portal that opens up in 1111. So you need to make sure that although you are connected to that portal, whether you try to be or not, that's happening. Just focus on grounding so that you've still got that spiritual connection, but your feet are on solid ground and you're not swirling out of control with symptoms, particularly being unable to sleep, because that's a biggie. Okay, Maya's asking, where do we get this info? I will just link to it so that you've got it in the box, but I'll put it in the comments box anyway so that everyone's got it. Does anyone have any last minute questions? Because I'm more than happy to answer. I'll give you a little second if you want to ask anything. And there are no silly questions. Don't be embarrassed about anything that you want to ask. No silly questions whatsoever. Okay, let's see. Judy's also said, what about Himalayan salt lamp? I have to say that I didn't personally have an issue with Himalayan rock salt lamps. They were okay for me. Salt is usually okay, but everyone's a little bit different. So I know that Andrew was on the page the other day and he was mentioning that he had had a sea salt bath and it didn't affect well with him, drove up his anxiety. So everyone's a little bit different. I was okay with salt. You might be, you might not be. Sometimes you need to just test it and see how you feel. Everyone's a little bit different. Let's see if there's anything else. So I've popped the link in the comments box. You'll see it and I'll pin it as well. So get your free download session. Use it. It's available till tonight. Early bird discount ends tonight. If you have any questions, I'm here. You can ask them. and the download session's available till Sunday, and enrolment closes on Sunday. And then I'm having a break because I'm going to like eat my weight in ice cream and, you know, binge watch Vampire Diaries or something. So that's my grinding, that's what I'll be doing. After that I will be chilling out. So I think that's it. I haven't seen any other questions, but if anything else comes up, please feel free to pop it in the comments. I'll be here, I'm still here for you guys, whether it's related to the course or not. I'm still here, and I hope that you are doing that homework and getting the results, and please share it in the group when you do, and maybe inspire someone else to make that change too. Thank you so much, and thanks to everyone. Have a great weekend and enjoy, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!